The Birds was an experimental project in mechanical theatre at Rose Bruford College, based on Aristophanes' play. Students had to conceive, design, and construct moving mechanical birds to portray the characters. A version of the play was created around these mechanical characters, which was performed at the Prague Quadrennial in June 2007. Students from the college's theatre design and scenic arts courses collaborated together on this production. Neither group had any experience of engineering or of the principles of mechanical movement. It was the first time they had worked on creating theatre inspired by machines. The first step was to make model automata, to experiment with how bird-like movements, such as flapping wings or moving heads, could be created mechanically. The key was to understand different types of mechanism, such as crankshafts and cams, and to harness their particular qualities into bird-like movements, which could be integrated into the machines. In essence, the form of the design had to follow the function of the mechanism.
Just carry on doing that. Go. Sweet, and again.
That if we had 4 wheels, these 2 can be the wonky ones that create that movement. And then
Can we have that to
the
camera?
2 can we get the camera? Yeah, come on, I like that.
Yeah, you've got to do that to camera. So explain the idea of wonky wheels and the idea.
To have like 4 wheels for the steady base, and then to have the outside 2 wheels to be like bent wheels, so that when the bird is moving along, it kind of does this. So like you get a real rolly movement in the bird. Yeah, like a really.
So the whole thing really is just tilting as the.
Yeah, but there are 2 stable wheels on the inside that keep it straight, and these 2 stable wheels will have that kind of an axle thingy to it. I don't know what you call it.
It's a nail cam, and so it'll push the stick up, which will push whichever end of the bird is at on that point upwards. So then, when it pulls off the stick, when it turns around, it'll fall downwards again. So you have pushing the tail up, and then it would tail be pushed up, so the head would go down, and then it would turn.
Our initial idea was to have a chorus line with the wings going up and down, and then pecking the heads backwards and forwards. So I looked at a bottle opener, so you pull the bottle opener down, the arms go up, and I thought using a similar mechanism that could work for the wings. Then I also thought that it could be done on pulleys as well, rather than the gears. Then for the pecking motion, a crankshaft, so that it goes backwards and forwards, so that they like the pecking each other. So that was another idea that we had.
We were speaking to Stephen, and he said we could actually use this idea with a bird on top rather than a person. And so we looked at the flamingo, particularly because of its neck and what, like if we used a spring, the idea of how it might move and things like that. And then just looked at different shapes and how they might work, basically. So we just need to start making stuff now and see what happens.
As they built the automata, students came across unforeseen problems and possibilities, which affected the final outcome. As the machines took shape, new movements emerged, and planned movements worked differently from expected.
We've just attached the beak to a jaw pivot so that it will move. We're still trying to work out how we're going to get it to move. Our basic plan of action is to get this string, which will go down to either the wheel or the spokes, and as it's turning it'll be pulled and it will give us a nice little extra movement.
This is the group that raided the Chinese restaurant of their cans of oil, which they've stolen about 10 to make their bird. And what kind of movement are you going to have on it?
Well, hopefully the neck should go up and down because it have a spring around it, and the spring should then move with the neck, with the tube inside the spring moving.
So Gemma, is that a huge relief to have those working? Oh, that just looks really good.
problem is that this is just going down.
Yeah, that's what
If we had something that would make it a lot smoother. It's just going up smoothly.
Well, the thing is, when it's... And they're staggered like that. That means one part of the bird's coming up as the next part of the bird is actually going down. Like that. Which should create this desired effect. Tips of the wings come up. 1. And then on 2, the wings come down and the body comes up. So that's 2.
Oh, look at that.
And then on 3, the body comes back down but the wings do nothing. And then it starts all over again. 1, 2, 3. You split your fix onto the end of there. And then go like that, and obviously the body.
And this is the action that we have. It's spinning, 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 spinning.
All of the angles of the cranks are different, which is what makes the bird move at different times, which is what we wanted to do. And it took a lot of
And then you can dismantle the crank as well.
Yeah.
The crank.
So that breaks into two halves.
Yeah.
And that's a snail can, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's a classic snail can. And what are they both going to drive?
Well, these ones are driving the wings and this one's driving the head. So
Great.
you get a really random head movement with a kind of fluid wing movement.
Okay. And you'll actually be able to see those in the finished piece as well.
Yeah,
So-
these will be moving inside here. So you'll be able to see what the work is.
These look quite joyous there, I must say.
Joyous.
Joyous.
That's exactly what this is.
Students were assessed on the performative and engineering qualities of their pieces. Students had to present their machines in an outdoor parade at Rose Bruford College. They also gave a talk to assessors and peers on their experience and kept a reflective journal. The parade was the first real-life outing for the machines, testing their reliability as well as their theatrical qualities. The test run revealed some mechanical problems, which would need to be overcome before the final performance in Prague.
That snapped him off like that, and then the whole thing just went.
All those comic moments that I'm glad was caught on film.
So that was so it was the same problem that we'd actually been trying to fix earlier.
Yes. So it's all just red spots again. So.
Yeah.
Theatre director Nadia Fall came to work with students to devise and direct the show to be performed in Prague.
Quite a challenge to start from the point of a machine. It's something I hadn't done before, but I just thought as soon as we saw the machines together, I realised they had so much character and were very much had to be part of the performance, and the performance had to be rooted in them. That it was a challenge, but an exciting one. Narrative centered around the concept of cult of the bird. So it was loosely based on the running theme of Aristophanes, the birds. And the idea was that our group of students were undercover fanatics of birds, and their day job were flight attendants, stewards and stewardesses on aeroplanes.
In June 2007, students and their machines arrived in Prague to rehearse and perform the show.
We took the kind of caricature of an air steward and those quintessential things they do, like showing us where the exits are, and we heightened them and repeated them and repeated the speed and the exaggeration of them till they morphed into bird movements. And I think it was very powerful, both because of the repetition and the choreography of people being really tightly, the performers being really tightly knit together, and their costumes, of course, and that kind of very sexy, very powerful emblem of the air steward. And then of course it was linked to this idea of being obsessive with birds, and linked us back to the main point, which was showing off and building a narrative around the machines.
It's a hot, hot summertime, yet I don't rest. It's not made up, just take the test. How many times have you fallen so deep? Each time you get up, the climb is more steep. Now you're feeling good, yeah, you're having fun. Don't hold it inside, let the guitar strum. Time goes fast when you're on your own, but like a rolling stone, I'm headed home. It's a hot, hot summertime, yet I don't rest. It's not made up, just take the test. Live life to the full, 'cause it's a fool who plays it cool. Na na na, na 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 na, na na na, na 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 na, na na na.
It's nice to have that sort of parade coming into the middle as well, because that the fact that they were all very uniform looking kind of caught people's attention and drew them in. It was great, really well done.
It's the